We are going to be learning how to make Nigerian fish roll from the scratch. Are you ready? You're going to start by getting your fish. It's called fish roll for a reason. So get your ice fish. I'm using some Titus fish. You're going to cut into smaller sizes like this, and you are going to boil in a pot. And yes, please make sure your fish is thoroughly washed before you start boiling. Because I didn't show you doesn't mean that you don't wash your fish. Wash it, remove all the yama, and then you're going to add some salt and then some seasoning powder, your onions, your water. Just allow it to just boil away, okay? You don't need to use too much. After about 15 minutes, this is what you should have. You're going to take out the fish, and you are going to use your fork or use your hand to just shred the fish into like some smaller sizes, because we're going to be frying this fish in a sauce, right? So set it aside. We have our fish ready. You're going to get some scotch bonnet pepper, atarodo. You guys, I like pepper, so I'm using about 3 to 4 pieces. You can use more, you can use lesser than that. You are going to chop it into smaller sizes as well and set it aside. You're also going to get what they call spring onions. Go to your local market and ask them for it. They always have it, okay? You're going to get them together and chop into smaller sizes as well. And you guys, I hope you are following. You're going to set it aside when you are done. And now in a pan, you're going to place your pan on medium to low heat. You're going to add your oil, the vegetable oil, and you're going to get some diced onions. Yes, your regular onions. And now you're going to pour in your chopped peppers as much as you like. If you can handle the heat, just go for it, okay? Because I love ginger and garlic, I always have a paste in my fridge all the time. So you can pour in a teaspoon and mix together, fry together for that aroma. And now get your shredded fish and just pour it in and mix together as well to properly combine. If you want to add seasoning powder, please go ahead, add your salt as well, and then that spring onions that we chopped earlier, you're going to pour it in for that extra color. You guys, color, you have to be very strategic. So we have something red, the fish is white, and then that's spring onions for that green color. Your sauce is ready. That's all. Just set it aside. All right, now to our dough. You're going to get your flour, right? You're going to sift your flour. Always sift your flour whenever you're working with your dough or any baking recipe. Okay, so sift your flour. You're going to add some salt and some sugar. I added some baking powder as well. Mix together and then break in 1 egg. Now get some margarine or your butter, and you're going to also just pour it in, right? And you're going to use your hand. I added some water, of course, so that everything can come together. You're going to now use your hand to mold this into a dough. All right, wash your hands and get to work immediately because it's about to go down. So just keep folding in till you get a sticky dough like this. Yeah, your dough is going to be sticky because of the egg and the butter. It's okay. Just continuously knead for a few minutes till it's no longer sticking and is looking a little bit smoother than before. You can also do this on your work surface as well. So you're going to use your knuckles to just press down and roll continuously. You guys can see the way I'm doing it in the video. Alright, so after kneading for about 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to allow your dough to rest in a bowl because the dough has seen shege. We need to allow it to relax for an extra 15 minutes so that it can be easy for us to work with. And now you can take your dough out. It should look smoother and firmer at this point. Now you are going to now start cutting out your dough because we're about to roll out our fish roll. So the first thing I did was to divide the dough into 2 because I intend to bake one part and then fry the other part, so I can show you guys both method. Okay, so this is the first part we're going to bake. You are going to use your rolling pin to just flatten it up, to roll it out. Basically just roll it out. the flatter the dough, the better it is. Okay, so just roll out your dough, make sure it is as flat as possible, and then when you get an uneven edge like this, you can always use your cutter, your knife to just cut out the extra part on the sides, just to make the dough look pretty and to give it that nice shape basically. So just roll out the extra, and now that we have the edges out, you can use your rolling pin to flatten whatever you are using to do that. And you guys, trust me, the flatter your dough, the better, because when it starts to bake, the dough is going to expand. So if you don't like your fish roll to be very chunky, make sure you roll out your dough very well. And now we can add our filling, because we're going to be rolling this up very shortly. Okay, so just pay attention to what I am doing, and when your filling is in, you be careful not to overfill your dough so that it won't spill out. Okay, so you can now just start rolling it up. Basically just roll up. Yeah, it might stick to your work surface, but just use your hands to just take it up and just continuously roll like that. Did you notice that my dough is still looking chunky? That's because I like it better like this, but yours should be thinner. It should be flatter than this, because when it starts to bake, your dough is going to expand more. So you're going to roll this up into a single dough, and then you can use your knife or a cutter to cut into some smaller sizes. For this particular measurement, you can only get about 3 to 4 dough rolls. Okay, and now you are going to get some egg, because you're going to be baking this one. So you get some egg to use as the egg wash. Lay the dough on your baking tray and just use the egg to brush the top of your dough to give it that golden look, that golden brown look. And now you can just bake away in your oven. So while that is baking, let's prep the other dough. So the other one, since you're going to be frying it, you can start by just heating up your oil in a pan, and then while the oil is getting hot, you are going to also mix some flour, about a tablespoon of flour with a little bit of water. We're going to be using this to seal up the dough. Don't worry, I'll show you what I'm going to be using this for later. So just mix it and then set it aside. You guys, now you're going to get out your dough, the other dough, and you're going to cut into smaller sizes. Just cut it up. You can start by flouring your work surface with a little bit of flour so that it won't stick, and then you're going to use your rolling pin to roll it out. Like I said before, the thinner your dough, the better it's going to come. So you want to roll it out as thin and as flat as possible. This one, we're going to be frying it. If you don't roll it out very well, it's going to just start looking chunky when you're frying, and you don't want that, because it's not like the other one that you're baking. That will take time. Frying doesn't take time. So if your dough is too thick, it would not fry very well. You just end up eating like raw dough. So make sure you roll out your dough as thin as possible, and then you're going to roll. Did you guys notice the way I am sealing up the edges of the dough while I am rolling? That way it's going to stop your dough from opening anyhow while frying. So when you get to the tip of the dough, you're going to use that flour mix to just coat the edge of the dough, and then you can drop in your pan of hot oil without any fear of the fish roll just busting while you're frying. Yes, I've had that issue before, and this method will work really well for me. Okay, so you're gonna fry on medium to low heat. Make sure your oil is not too high, because if it is, you will end up with an under-fried fish roll. You don't want that. Okay, so make sure your oil is between low to medium, and your heat should not be too low as well, so that your fish roll will not end up soaking up oil. So we're going to do this again. So just take a small portion of your dough, and you're going to flatten. Can you see how thin the edge is looking? So just flatten it out as much as possible. I know the reason why I'm emphasizing on this. Okay, I've made mistakes in the past with the dough thing, and I don't want you to make that mistake as well. So you're going to fill up your dough with your filling, okay, your fish filling. And as you are rolling, just try to seal up the edges of your dough as you are rolling, especially at the beginning part, so that way your fish roll can come out intact without any, okay, while I was frying, the thing just busted just like that. And when you get to the edge, just seal it up with your flour and water mix, and here you have it. Your fish roll is ready to be fried. Alright, so before you go for the last time, just pay attention to the video and enjoy. We have our fish roll. You can then fry on medium to low heat till it is golden brown, and then yes, I made another batch of baked fish roll, even though my filling has finished at this point. But I shall managed it. And yeah, so in case you didn't get it the first time, this is just how it's done. So you sprinkle your filling and just pick it up and roll it up like that. Very, very easy. So this is what our fried fish roll is looking like, and the baked one is also looking like this. So which one do you prefer, the baked version or the fried one?